Hi, my name is Olivia Dalla, and today I'm going to be talking about animals in captivity. My group members are Louisa and Luke. The history of animals in captivity. Over 100 animals are kept in zoos for educational purposes, but in reality, it's to make a profit. In the late 1950s to the early 60s were the years known as the heyday of the British circus. In the mid-80s, Freedom for Animals started a huge campaign. They wanted to stop animal acts at the prestigious Blackpool Towers Circus. In 1990, people were hired to dress undercover and take photos and film of the animals and how they were treated and fed. In the early 2000s to today's day and age, media involving animals in captivity has extremely blown up. There is a growing network every day to stop keeping animals in captivity. Our thesis statement. SeaWorld represents itself as a company fully committed to scientific integrity and uses that image to advance a false picture of the nature of dolphins. In reality, SeaWorld's defense of captivity is based on using science as no more than a marketing tool and represents a lack of intellectual honesty. So some big ideas from our reading. SeaWorld's mission is to provide experiences that matter and inspire guests to protect animals and the wild wonders of the world. So when you go and see SeaWorld, they want to show you the pretty parts, not the bad parts. The truth. SeaWorld mistreats the animals by not fully giving them their needs, which include food, and where they're sleeping and staying, and the sizes of their captivity. Some misleading facts. People are tricked to thinking that the company is a credible and educational organization, when in reality, they are using people as a form of profit. Some research that we found. Thomas White's main view. SeaWorld is a false advertisement showing their purpose is education, when it's truly a point for profit, as we've previously talked about. Facts that White has pointed out. He included both the negative and positive views of keeping animals in captivity. Some positive views include that some animals that are going extinct are not going extinct anymore because we're keeping them in zoos. But some negative effects are that these animals aren't living their full potential life because they're kept in captivity. He takes on incorrect scientific facts. So White shows how most of their facts are false, and he provides the books wrong by giving correct facts. So many of the books and the articles about SeaWorld are false, saying that the animals are healthy, safe, and happy, when in reality, White shows scientific facts that they aren't all those things, and they would much rather be living in the wild. So some more interesting facts. We can talk about orcas. So at SeaWorld, the orca's sunburns are actually covered up with black zinc oxide, which is extremely bad for these animals, and when it soaks into their skin, it's potentially poisonous. Trainers at SeaWorld are not safe. They're performers, not animal experts. So unfortunately, many animal accidents do occur, and these people end up getting very hurt or dead. SeaWorld makes a shocking profit of $23 million. That is insane. And most of this money isn't necessarily going to the animals, which is sad. And these animals aren't being treated the way they should be treated. So some discussion questions that we have for you. What new rules should all zoos make in order to prevent the captivation of animals in an abusive way? If yes, why? Let you answer that. So I think rules that zoos should make I think they should hire trained professionals. I think that's very important in taking care of these animals. And I think the zoo should be an educational purpose and not about the profit. I think they should completely change that whole view. Another question, from your own knowledge, in what ways does captivity benefit the animals? Explain. I'll let you explain. So I think, in my own knowledge, I believe that captivity can be beneficial in different ways. I believe that, like, there's the Chinese tiger is completely extinct in the wild, and now it is booming in the United States because people are having them as house pets and keeping them in zoos. I do think that's beneficial, that these animals aren't dying and they're not going extinct. So yeah, that's a benefit that I believe. And one more discussion question. Do you think it's moral for companies to have customers pay to see endangered animals at a local zoo? Why or why not? You may answer. So I personally think that, okay, well, the Como Zoo, for example, in Minneapolis, St. Paul area, you don't have to pay to go in, but they do ask you for donations. I don't think you need to pay to go into a zoo if it is for educational purposes and if their true mission is to help these animals. Now I understand donations, asking for donations, but I don't think you should have to pay to go see these animals. That is my moral belief. I'm sure there's some different beliefs. And last but not least, we just have our sources page. So thank you for listening, and hope you're staying healthy and happy and doing well with your cats.